Today, Sony screened footage from The Amazing Spider-Man in cities all across the world, and we got to attend in Spider-Man's very own hometown, New York City. Normally, we would wait to talk about something like this in the Friday episode of Pretty Much It, but we thought that this was just too important to wait.
It's just like that. We're all just this big pot, and it's just like we're stirring it around, and the spaghetti is done. Couldn't wait to eat it.
The Spider-Man spaghetti.
Spider-Man spaghetti coming this summer.
So we're going to talk about the event overall, which, like I said, was held in cities all across the world, and it was really interesting, so we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the trailer. They showed the new trailer in 3D, and they also showed 5 to 10 minutes of footage, kind of a sizzle reel. Yeah, not completely finished, so we'll get to all that. However, I will tell you that most of the footage is footage I saw at Comic-Con, so we're not going to get super detailed about it. If you'd like to know, like, major details, I went really detailed in a video that I will link to in the info from Comic-Con. But, starting off, let's talk about the event itself. First of all, I thought it was run very well.
Oh yeah, it was really intricate for such a
free popcorn,
thing.
Free popcorn
and free drinks
shirts, free shirts. Yeah, I'm not wearing it because it's a large, and obviously I would be swimming in it, and I would look like a goon. So that's the shirt, though. It's a beautiful shirt. You want to turn around, actually? So these are all the cities here, but of the cities, New York, Los Angeles, Rio de Janeiro, and London were picked as kind of like the main hubs, I guess. You can turn around now, by the way. And what I mean by that is they were streaming live, and we kind of like went around and saw each of these places. So, for example, Rio de Janeiro had Emma Stone and the producers.
Los Angeles had Mark Webb, the director.
London had Rhys Ifans, and of course, New York had Spider-Man himself, Andrew Garfield.
I got to see him, and now all of my sexual fantasies are complete.
The event overall, yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was really well done, and they did a great job with it. I was very surprised. And moving on, the first thing that we saw at this event was the trailer, the new trailer, which of course is... You can watch it now if you want. You can click the link down in the info to watch it, but we got to see it in 3D.
We saw it first.
And we saw it first.
Yeah.
So the trailer, I mean, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys did too.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
And the 3D looked great.
The 3D looked great. I actually think it's going to look better because I feel like that was kind of like it wasn't like the best projector or anything like that.
It was actually some of the best 3D I've seen since, like Jake said it, since Avatar. It's actually filmed with 3D cameras.
And it's a lot of practical stuff, which I think adds to it as well.
Is the best part.
Of course, that's the best part of this whole thing, is that most of it is practical.
Actual shots of Spider-Man swinging through New York City, and that's...
And even when it cuts to like a blue screen shot, it's a guy.
It's still a guy swinging from something. It's not computer animated.
There are computer animated shots, of course. There have to be. It's impossible to do it all like that. But in the other one, it was like all computer animated. So, I mean, and it really adds to it. It looks great.
Visually, this movie, I'm hooked. I don't care how the plot turns out, but visually,
but plot-wise, it looks great.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, that too.
I think it looks sick. It looks dark, but not dark in a gritty way. Dark in a more like
Spider-Man way.
Yeah, and like as dark as Spider-Man could get.
The best thing that confirmed for me by seeing this for the movie is that, I know you love this, is that Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
He's funny.
If you love the
Spider-Man, he's a jackass. He's a wise ass.
If you love the Spider-Man comics, like he's the snarky, like, little smart ass that is in the comics. It's perfect.
And we even saw a little bit more of it at Comic-Con, and I can tell you, like, they did more of the things when he was shooting the webs.
Yeah,
they did some more of that.
He's hilarious.
Moving on to the footage. Now, we're going to talk about the footage just completely openly, and I guess you could consider some of it spoilers. But I mean, they're showing it. So
yeah, it's not really spoilers.
If you want to go in completely cold, then don't watch. But honestly, I say just it doesn't really matter.
If you know what Spider-Man is, then
this isn't too bad.
Spoilers alert: Dr. Connors is the Lizard.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry guys.
I hope I didn't ruin anything.
So watch it, I say. But if you really are wary, then there you go. I'm just letting you know. When I saw the footage of the Lizard back at Comic-Con, it was definitely nowhere near done. It looked amazing. Now I would say it looked fantastic, but we saw brief glimpses.
Yes, there have been a lot of leaked images on the internet, and then if you've seen them, like, it's a joke. Like, it's like the worst picture that you could ever possibly see. But in the movie, though, in the footage, like, this is still early footage. It looked awesome.
Yeah, now it looked awesome, but I do want to stress it was quick shots. Yeah, they picked every single piece that would make it look as good as possible. So we haven't seen like a full face image.
They didn't show the lizard, just standing there,
like talking and shit.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill you.
Like his claw would come through a car, maybe his tail would be.
But it looked like it was physically in the space. It looked really good.
Yeah.
And speaking of the car, I have to mention, was the guy in the car?
That's exactly who you think it is.
Irfan Khan?
Yeah.
However you pronounce his name, I'm sure I butchered it. That's him, right?
Yeah, that is him.
Wait, who?
What's going on? He's the guy that was supposed to be playing Proto-Goblin.
Oh, that's right.
But now that's supposed to not be happening anymore.
But the lizard's after him. He is a scientist in the movie, and the lizard's after him.
I just thought that was really cool. Yeah.
So I guess that's going to set up the sequels. Definitely going to have to do something about the Goblin.
Well, we don't know because Proto-Goblin, as far as I can, I think he was cut though, wasn't he, from the movie? Didn't they say? So, we don't know. Like I said, a lot of the footage that we saw, I talked about already, and once again, the link, if you want to check that out, is down in the info. But your reactions to the footage, what did you guys think of the scene with Uncle Ben and Peter at the high school, and then Gwen comes in?
Yeah, as much as I was hooked on the action and stuff, I really liked seeing the dialogue and the interaction between Peter, Uncle Ben, and Gwen.
Yeah, they made the characters have interesting conversations, and like in the old Spider-Man movies, it was always just kind of like hokey.
Oh boy, yeah.
In the old Spider-Man movies, it was always like written like a movie.
Very scripted. This seems much more natural.
Yeah, like it has a natural flow
which I expected.
Yeah.
And they played a Coldplay song in the end. I thought that was pretty cool. I like Coldplay.
Well, there you go.
Interesting soundtrack. I don't know.
And moving on to the action, like we said, practical effects, man,
look incredible.
It's such a difference.
Such an improvement over CG.
Yeah.
And like that, it's funny because Hollywood doesn't understand.
First of all, it's cheaper for the most part. Second of all, it's better looking.
Do they think they're just trying to apply to children? Like,
I don't know.
Because it looks cartoony. When I look at CGI, I don't think reality. I think cartoony, boo poop.
The 3D also I thought looked great. Like we said,
I was like,
really
at the beginning, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, this is actual 3D.
I sat next to him and I saw it.
I will admit,
did you hear me? Could you
Eric,
hear me?
You go, whoa!
If everybody knows that Eric is a fan of Spider-Man, like suffice to say, Eric was excited.
And then the sizzle reel and the trailer ended with a crazy looking scene fighting on top of, I guess, the Oscorp Tower, and it breaks in half, and like he swings around and hits the lizard. It just looks awesome.
And he had no mask on, and he's like,
and there's a part where he has no mask on, and he has to like beat the hell out of everybody. But overall, as you can tell, we loved everything we saw today. And even though I had seen it already, most of it at Comic-Con, it was just, I was very happy to see it again. I'd probably go in to see it again if I could tomorrow. It was just awesome. And seeing the trailer in 3D was great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that you guys can watch it too now. Of course, like I said, click the link down in the info. And I'm really excited for Amazing Spider-Man.
I was so skeptical, but now I'm so pumped.
Yeah, okay, so obviously I was excited. You were skeptical, but now you're pumped?
Yeah, now I'm like, okay.
I was very skeptical too, to be honest. But,
and now you've been converted.
I would say from this footage, I would say that I'm pumped too.
Good. Yeah. So let us know what you think of the new Amazing Spider-Man trailer. We will mention it probably in Friday's episode just in case anybody doesn't watch this. But let us know here what you thought about it. You can go in depth about it here, I guess. If you went and saw the footage in one of these cities, let us know what you thought of the footage. And that's pretty much it.